Telling tales on the Narcissist. We have cast you aside after subjecting you to a litany of abuse, mistreatment, and the full horror of our manipulative and disorientating repertoire. You have given your absolute all in the pursuit of what you believe to be our perfect love. You have endured humiliation, denigration, and belittlement, yet you still hung in there, desperate to cure and to heal. You wanted us so much that it hurt, and it still does. Not only have we disengaged you with a callous disregard for your welfare and sanity, we have added to the pain by parading our latest conquest for all the world to see. You are no longer the recipient of our burning desire. You have been removed from our grace and favour, and a new beneficiary has been installed. The monument to our supposedly everlasting love has been razed to the ground, and on that once sacred ground we have erected a new edifice, lauding our new, shinier, and much improved interest. What was once promised as lasting forever has been smashed into pieces, and erased from the history books. The way that our narcissism operates is to rewrite history to enable us to continue to obtain the prime aims. Your hurt, your anger, and your indignation are understandably tangible. The traitorous behaviour that we have subjected to you has torn you apart. It is awful enough that after everything that you have done, everything that you have given, and everything that you have endured, you have been struck from the record. The insult has been magnified and multiplied by reason of our infatuation with your replacement. How dare we do this to you, damaging your pride? It is utterly unfair, unjust, unkind. For some of you, your desire for retribution is immense. Emotional thinking seizing hold of your empathic trait of justice, compelling you to want to see some kind of retribution meted out against us. Your narcissistic trait of pride is grabbed hold of by emotional thinking and given a shake, in causing you to think, nobody does this to me and gets away with it. For some of you, you want to cause our comeuppance and warn the world about the monster that you see us as your truth-seeker trait allies with that sense of justice. You feel that all must be told about the awful toll that you have taken from our treatment. But greater than that, you also have the irresistible sense of needing to protect and warn, caring about others who might be affected by our behaviours. The empathic nature that made you such an attractive target to us has survived, notwithstanding the mauling that we have given you. It may be the case that as a consequence of your various empathic traits and narcissistic traits being affected and corrupted by your elevated emotional thinking, that you feel compelled to save our latest conquest from what you were put through. Not only do you feel that you must rescue the poor innocent from our toxic touch, this will then enable you to exact some form of delicious revenge on us by taking away the thing that we crave. You feel that triumph awaits. Our fresh acquisition, of course, may well work out what has ensnared them, but you know that that will invariably take too long, assuming they even work it out. No, you form the view that you owe it to her or to him, and you owe it to yourself to intervene, to educate and to warn. It is time to expose us for what you say that we are. You call us for the perfidious behaviour that we engaged in. You decry our stories of your hysterical and unreasonable behaviour, and yet here you are, ready to spread such lies about us to our new love. You hold yourself out as being a person of good nature and compassion, yet look at you. You're hell-bent on ruining our newfound happiness. Call yourself an empath. Not at all. You are the problem. You are the traitorous individual. You are labelled as the narcissist. You were not good enough for us. You let us down, and thus you had to be moved to one side and replaced. You brought it on yourself. If you had behaved better, if you hadn't been such a nag, if you hadn't made us cheat, if you hadn't annoyed us to such an extent that we needed to hit you, then this would not have happened. Don't you understand? This, of course, is all your fault. It's out with the old and in with the new. That's the natural order of events. This appliance doesn't work anymore, therefore a new, faster, and more effective appliance must be brought to the fore and installed. That is common sense, surely. Can you not see that? Or is it the case that you are so bitter and twisted that all you can do is complain? You lost. Deal with it. Had you been fit for purpose, you would still be the object of our affection, but you failed. We gave you every chance, and yet you still came up wanting. You are to blame. You only have yourself to blame. Yet here you are, exhibiting the malicious behaviour that you laughingly accuse us of, as you go running to our new interest and start to tell tales about us. You are the liar. Your poison-laden telltale tongue weaves its malevolent words as you whisper fabricated stories in order to discourage our new love from remaining with us. Who do you think you are? Do you not understand that this is the very reason why we had to let you go? We tried. We really did. But you would insist on railing against us and not submitting to our will. And therefore, you failed us. There was no hope for it other than to remove you from our lives. As people, of course, of substance and rigour, we have not gone without our tales of lament to others, the mid-range of our kind seeking to draw sympathy from them. No. For some of us, no. We chalked off our time with you as a mistake, and we've learned from it. Now we have found someone better, someone improved, someone who really cares about us. So what that we moved with what you regard as unseemly haste? We are entitled to drive forward. You should take heed of our capability in that regard, instead of remaining mired in what might have been. Imprisoning yourself in a tomb of melancholy is not the way to progress. This only underlines our superiority to you. We have moved on. If you cannot, then that is your problem and not ours. We act with honour, and we don't stoop to your level. We know that our character speaks for itself with this new person. We will allow them to make up their own mind, and the extensive groundwork which we put in place has ensured that this person is impervious to your unsavoury behaviour. Our impregnable facade of magnificence cannot be pierced by your savage and twisted lies. Run to our new love. Run to them, and seek to pour your poison in their ears, and we shall watch smiling as they turn to you and shake their head. They are immune to your campaign of smears. We got in first. We told them the truth of what you are, so they know what you are, and they will not accept your criticism of us, for they know that it is wholly unjustified. Not only did we warn them about your behaviour, but they, of course, are basking in the golden period, and are enjoying our sweet affections. How could anybody that treats them this well do any of the things that you suggest? It simply doesn't make sense. They know and understand, because they experience it, of course, just as you did, that we are truly wonderful, and that you had your chance, but you destroyed what we had as a consequence of your, quite frankly, unhinged conduct. Any fool can see that, except you. The new victim tells you how magnificently I treat her, and you try to explain how it was like that for you in the beginning. But of course, as always, your words are lost in translation. You are told that your jealousy has skewed your outlook, that your paranoia has warped your view of the world, that your craziness has been well documented. We have done the protecting. We have done the warning. We got in first. Your attempts, your telltales, to the new victim, to our family, to our friends, to those in the coterie, is of course a threat to our control, and where we hear about what you are doing, then we are moved to respond. We will invariably do so through the indirect assertion of control, availing people of the truth from our perspective as to what you are, i.e., we smear you in return. Or, in some instances, the narcissism drives us to contact you directly and to tell you, "Stop fucking telling tales about me, or else," utters the lower mid-range narcissist. "You'd better stop what you're doing, otherwise I will go to the police. You're harassing me," complains the middle ranger type A. "Shut the fuck up. You're an arsehole," bullies the upper lesser type B. You will be hoovered, and in a malign fashion, told, warned, assured to be quiet. The greater may hoover and say, "Now, look, there's no need for all this silliness. You just get on with your life and let me live mine. It does nobody any good to remain bitter like this. I suggest you carry on. Yes, get on with your life." To be the telltale is to threaten the narcissist's sense of control not only over you, but over others affected by what you say in the fuel matrix. And, whenever you do this, and invariably you do, driven by a misguided but understandable need to tell the truth of what has happened to you, and about us, to other people, you force the narcissist to respond. Being a telltale is what we see you as. Being a telltale threatens our control. Being a telltale will result in us acting against you. You are far better served by not doing this, for to do so you are entering into an arena of interaction. You are running the risk of giving us fuel, you are running the risk of an adverse consequence, and you will increase your emotional empathy, and you may well increase the risk of further hoovers, for solid reasons not to do it. Tempting as it is to want the world to know how we are, you should save it only for those who can be trusted not to spread the news further so that it comes to the attention of us. For if this is what has happened, it will threaten our control, and rest assured, the narcissism will cause us to assert control either directly or indirectly. From our position, nobody likes a telltale, and nobody likes you. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.